On this episode of Infowars News, I read an article that says that Obamacare is still unconstitutional. CNN admits that we're all slaves to the globalist bankers, and Issa confirms fast and free wiretaps. That and a lot more straight ahead, so stay tuned. Okay, first off, there's an article written by Senator DeMint, which is titled "Dimwit: Obamacare Still Constitutional. States Should Refuse to Implement It." And DeMint, which is a junior U.S. Senator from South Carolina, actually wrote this article. And he goes on to say that the Supreme Court may have failed to stop this government takeover of healthcare, but the American people will not. Since the day of this law was ran through Congress, the American people have demanded repeal, and today's ruling doesn't make Obamacare any less dangerous to our national health. Freedom-loving Americans are disappointed, but we cannot be discouraged. The article also goes on. He also goes on to say, and I'll quote it: "The government takeover of healthcare remains as destructive, unstable, and unconstitutional as it was the day it was passed, unread by a since fired Congress majority. Now, as then, our first step towards real health care reform and economic renewal remains Obamacare fully repealed down to the very last letter and punctuation mark." And I agree with this senator too as well. I mean, I'm in this system, folks. Yes, the info government is in this system. I mean, when I started signing the papers for it, I started crying. Not because of what not that I was going to get free healthcare or whatever. It was because of the fact that basically I knew what was in this bill, and I heard Alex read over it, saying all this awful stuff. I tried to get my mom to read it, but she doesn't seem to give a darn. I mean, really. If I even die or whatever, this is what I'm going to get. Okay, as Alex has just ordered about maybe 10, 20, probably 30 minutes ago, near the end of the broadcast, he ordered the entire Infowars team to, repost an article that is called, or should I say, put it up in the featured section is called, which came out June the 25th, 2012. It is called "CNBC Admits We're All Slaves to the Global Government Run by Bankers." And basically, since it's just a video, I'm going to let it run for you guys. So here it is.
Summits. I think that right now the question is, do we all work for central bankers? That's what I want to address to our guest tonight. Is this global governance at last? Is it one world, the central bankers in charge? Jim Iorio, you say we've got some downside here, a correction in the markets. Fine. But aren't we all just living and dying for what the central banks do? Aren't we all just counting on the fact that there's a Bernanke put and that we won't go any lower than, say, 5% down from here?
Of course we are, because if we look at the economic data, there's nothing to get excited about in that. So yesterday we saw some reluctance for the Bernanke Fed to expand their balance sheets and pump more money in. But the stock market knows that reluctance is totally different than not willing to do it at all. And that's why we saw oil implode and gold trade off heavily, because they're not a protected class. If the stock market starts trading off in the 10 to 15 to 20% area, the chairman's going to come in and throw some stimulus at it. So to answer your question, we are absolutely slaves to central banks, and we'd love to be slaves of the economy, but the economic numbers continue to do nothing but trend lower.
Mr. LeCamp, do we work for the central bankers?
We know that.
Mr. LeCamp,
we do.
Work?
This is free. We do. Look, markets are driven by policy now. They're not driven by market forces. They're driven by...
Wait, what did he just say? We're slaves to the bankers? My God! I can't believe this. He actually said it. On air. Admitted. Directly on the air. Folks, I don't know what to say. An article written by Kirk Nemo called ISSA confirms Fast and Furious Wiretaps. You know, the gun running program that Natrolitano and Holder was about. And there's a picture of Holder grabbing his mouth, probably saying, "Oh snap, I'm gonna get caught! Oh man, I'm in so much trouble, man." But anyway, the article goes as follows. Recall reports today that ISSA released details concerning the wiretapping in the House. His disclosure is protected by speech and debated clause in the Constitution, which offers immediate congressional speech on the floor. According to the derails ISSA's letter to the Maryland Democrat Republican elected committees in May 24th. Not only did ATF officials knew about the purchases, they oversaw activity by straw purchases and ended their surveillance without indirecting the guns. And to break this article down for you folks, Holder lied under oath, he purged himself, and now they got criminal investigations going on against him. And trust me, they are gonna go after him, even though the Republicans did, know about it or whatever. But hey, lesser two evils. That actually sucks. But anyway, if this goes to trial with a grand jury or whatever, it's going to go away for a long time. Well, that's all the news I have for you today, folks. If you want to read more about these articles, please go to Infowars.com and their main mothership, PrisonPlanet.com, where you can read all about the articles that I've read here. This is Infowars News. Blitz, I am Info Gundam, telling all of you to be safe this holiday season, and happy 4th of July, folks. Okay, be safe out there. Bye.